All right. Um, what's up, guys? Okay. Football is trending like anything. I was sitting at work today, and honestly, I kept checking my phone because hey, I didn't have a lot of work today. The guy's got to keep up with Marvin Harrison Jr., seeing him come off the split route and getting in there for the touchdown. Obviously, think it's pretty easy to get one of those kind of plays against the Cardinals defenders, but let's take a look here. I did have one of these big replies right here. Yeah, so we can see on almost every route Marvin Harrison Jr. drops it, and um while some of the balls were badly thrown in Marv's direction, I think the issue is the timing, the speed. You can see there the Marv like if we go back a little bit here, Marvin Harrison Jr. Or sorry, Michael Wilson has a huge acceleration to get the ball one, two, three, and then inbounds. But when you see Marv, he's kind of just lazily like, oh, cool, I'm not gonna be able to get this ball. I'll outstretch for it, but I'm not gonna like he's going half stride, half stride, half stride, versus going full stride at the last second. So maybe he has a timing issue. I don't know. Again, I'm more of a fantasy guy. Obviously, I do know a little bit about the technicals in football, but I'm not a guy who's going to tell you that yeah, this definitely means that he sucks now, or this definitely means that the QBs are maybe like hating on him. Regardless, though, in my personal opinion, and you don't have to listen to me, you can just watch me make a bunch of money in best ball this year and be upset about it. But clearly, whether or not Marvin Harrison Jr. is bad or not, he is not on cue with Jacoby Brissett, who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals for the foreseeable future. Um, so I wouldn't be someone who's like, oh, like guess Marvin Harrison is better than the quarterback play. Like it doesn't matter if he is. He needs to be able to fit in with the quarterback. I'm realizing my webcam is low because I was filming some other videos. All right. Oops. Let's go ahead and give me my exposures. They dropped a bunch of tournaments here on Underdog today. Um, I realized something I don't do, and something that I kind of like that like other creators. I don't know if other creators really do this. I know that Flock Fantasy Mason Dodd does it. He puts the dollar amount that is for each draft in his titles. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. We'll see. Um, Honestly, let's do it. See if I find it like kind of weird or not. Um, let's go ahead and do this. Um, and we'll make the text. For this one, we're going to do a $3 draft. And where is that? Oh, that is all the way in the corner. Whoops. I think that might not be the worst spot for it. Kind of don't like that spot though. That's where my assistant goes. What if I do this and then I edit it so that it is. Can I change the color? Oh, is it color wheel? Are we dead ass? Huh? Why is it gradient? Oh, it gradients out here? Okay. Alright, I think that's a lot better. Um, Obviously, not expecting anyone to be in these drafts, but we'll take a look here, see what happened. Let's click here, make sure that it's updated with 78. Yeah, and then let me just make sure that I have the most updated rankings in here. Yeah, I didn't. I just have to push that. Reload the extension, and we're good. Super good here. Super good. Okay, so we have a lot of new tournaments that came out. So obviously there's been the slow puppy, and if you take a look at my actives, I'm in a bunch of them. And I've also even finished a few. If we take a look at our dashboard here, where I'm getting up there now in my money spent. I got into a Little Dalmatian 2 earlier while I was at the gym, just seeing how I feel about the tournament overall. Um, one thing I want to show you. Boom. Look at that beauty right here. In my expensive $20 draft too. Obviously, it looks like he's gonna be back. Alec Pierce is gonna be back pretty soon, but yeah. I don't really know how I feel about Puka not getting a contract extension. I think that it makes sense, but at the same time, he's just such a talented player. I mean, the reason why he's not the 103 or maybe even the 102 is because of wow, I wanted to get into this, and it looks like these drafts are gonna fill up really fast. So this is the mini Schnauzer. The new tournament dropped. The really cool thing about this is where's that? Where is it? The rake size. 10.4% rake on a $3 entry um means that there more people will win money in this. You have your best opportunity to win money here. So, because in this case, 89.7% of the money is going back when you take a look at the puppies, which I'll show you guys this right now, but it's 88.7. So, pretty decent difference where you see the rake here, 11.3%. So, you might not think that's a lot of an edge. It's a pretty substantial edge in this case. We'll open up our rankings here, but if you know me, if you know these rankings generally, it's very obvious who I'm going to take at the 106. It's almost a guarantee. The only time that I don't take the certain player that is at number 6 in this rankings is when a even better player who is top 5 does not go where they are supposed to. But this may be an interesting one. Patrick Mahomes 54-57 is here. Yeah, we're going to see exactly what goes on. Gibbs has officially become the 101 for the past, like, I want to say month and a half, but see, this is what I meant. Christian McCaffrey going at 5 means that we get JSN at 6. And while I don't know if I love JSN, where I would ever take him at 4 or 3 over these guys, I definitely like him more than Christian McCaffrey, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jonathan Taylor, and obviously everyone else after that. So, he is very clearly the 5th best guy to be drafting, and I love the teams where I can get him at 6. I think those teams end up doing very well. And it makes me excited that I don't have to hate on the Seahawks every week, you know? It's pretty nice for my mental. I guess we can take a look at this on the dashboard if we look at the Seahawks and the Bills or the Buccaneers are falling apart, so I kind of hate that exposure. Where the fuck are the Seahawks? They're over here. Cool. And we click on JSN's name. So, drafted a lot back in the day, but only twice I got him at 6. Other than that, I get him at 5. So, pretty solid for me. I know that I got Puka at 5 once. I love when that happens as well. Just so y'all know, I'm not a liar. Where's my back button? Oh. All right, we're about to be on the clock, so I'll show you guys after this. My highest ranked player, a guy that I've been very high on, can potentially make it to us. He doesn't. As you can see, I put Derrick Henry in a very low tier where I'm not very interested in taking Derrick Henry shares at all. AJ Brown goes. Drake London is there. Oh, this is a hard pick. I don't want to take the guy with the bye conflict, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I don't like having my top two picks having the same bye, but week 11 is a common bye. Now we can focus on other positions. I very much am not liking teams generally when I take Bowers, which is the issue, unless I take Taylor or McCaffrey, which actually happens so rarely you wouldn't even realize. Like, if we take a look here at my exposures for running backs and we'll sort them by ADP, yeah, 2.6 and 6.4. So very little picks for each of those players. And did I just get a pick 204? I'll open that up in just a second. I think I have a final or second to last. It's my second to last pick in one of these slow drafts. Let's take a look and see who we got there. But I think my Gibbs exposure should have mellowed out a little bit. I also want to see that. Devonta Smith goes at 25. That is annoying because that's who I wanted. Jeremiah Love, and it's pretty much all evened out. I do have the opportunity to take Trey McBride if he falls here. Yes. Honestly, Jacoby Brissett re-signing, Marvin Harrison Jr. looking like a dud. While I do think that Michael Wilson will be a decent pick in these drafts, I think it more than anything just means that Trey McBride needs to carry this workhorse if they even want to be considerable players in here. And let me just take this off so I can see in the header how many picks away I am. All right, on this team, we're picking back to back. This will be our last two picks. We have a build that will likely be, common 3-5-7-3. So we need a running back here. Jordan James is the recent injury. I don't know if it's updated here. Diagnosed with a fractured rib. Not too interested at all in taking him now that we know that. Instead, I'm going to take Emmett Johnson. And with our final pick here, is there anyone specific I care about? Not really. I actually maybe should have taken Damon Claiborne. But regardless, sorry. I don't want to restack these offenses here. And wow, I have two Carolina Panthers and no Bryce Young. Now this team can be very strange what we have going on here. This is becoming really annoying. I'm not taking Keon. Let's just take Elijah Sarah and hope he means something. Yeah. We need one of the running backs here, basically. Obviously, I haven't updated my rankings yet. We'll do that in just a second. Obviously, while I don't think that the news heavily affects Travis Etienne as the market is affecting it, I'm not going to pick him 10 picks ahead of the market because of my personal beliefs. Pretty simple. We're just going to move him down to his... What I want to do is move Zay up. And I will still prefer him to Igbuka. I still do think that he should be a little cheaper, but I'll put him behind Javonte is the main thing that I'll do. All right, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin. I don't mind taking Scat at all here, actually. I think that's a pretty solid pick by me. Oh, this guy was waiting to take Jacoby Lane right after. Interesting. But yeah, we can't take Jordan James anymore. Kalon Black is interesting now, but we obviously didn't get him here. Kalen Black is significantly more interesting, where I think that he should be going over here in like the early 17-16 turn area. Just because, obviously, if you are the guaranteed RB2 in the 49ers offense, where Isaac Guerrero is now the RB3, I believe. And let's do a quick check there to make sure that we're right here. In the meantime, let's go back to the actual draft. DeAndre Swift goes. Now we're in the range of a lot of good running backs, and I didn't expect DeAndre Swift to get leapt up in ADP like that, but... Oh, this is a running back heavy draft where I wanted Tootin pretty badly. I'm not going to take double bye conflicts. I'm just going to take Bucky Irving. He is good to go. Hopefully Todd Bowles or whoever is new learned from the Liam Cohen offense that you need screen passes for Bucky Irving for him to be successful. But yeah, let's take a look here at the 49ers depth chart. Yeah, so Jordan James, Isaac Guerrero is third on the depth chart, but he's out on the... Oh, he's on the active list. He's a pec injury. Interesting. Give me 1 second. I forgot to take my pills. Ooh, maybe I should have waited and gone Jadarian. Jadarian Price is probably not going to make it. I think Jadarian Price is catching good steam. A lot of good news out of camp for him. Tony Pollard goes. Okay. Seattle and Atlanta are our wide receivers, so we have no business drafting a QB here unless we take Jaden Daniels. I would prefer Jordan Tyson, though. Come on. You know you want Drake May. Drake May. What would be kind of cool is taking Hurts and then waiting on Lemon as well, but I'm not going to do it. It's not worth the risk. I think we're doing pretty solid overall. Obviously, the elite tight end makes us pretty malleable here where we can take a lot of running backs. I think I'm going to take a 6th running back on this team. So... See that Loveland is going up. Burden is kind of falling because instead of just the best ball hype train guys, the real guys are kind of getting in here. And realizing that Burden is not as valuable as people are saying. Don't get me wrong. I think he is one of, if not the best receiving options in this offense. Just not good enough to be priced in where you see Josh Jacobs or Josh Allen going. Because that's where he was at an earlier point in the season. Dak Prescott at 74. Ew. We see Hurts and Daniels go to the same team? Christian Watson at 48? Is that not a little bit... I guess that's where he goes. It's just I usually see J-Mo and Devontae go off first, but... I guess in this situation they didn't. DJ Moore goes to the Josh Allen team, obviously, but... Could be very interested in taking Quentin Johnston. It's almost exactly what we're going to do. We don't really have too many other options here. This team is not looking that good. I don't think there's a chance we get a good quarterback here. I didn't think that everyone was going to be taken off the board here, where I was going to take someone. I was hoping that it wouldn't be Caleb and I would be able to take, like, an unstacked Jalen Hurts and unstacked Jaden Daniels, whichever one made it back to us, but fortunately neither do. Now, I don't know when you get a badge, but I think I'm getting pretty close because I feel like 100 drafts has to be badge worthy. Who's my most owned 49er? It's probably like Jordan James, huh? Spent $16 on Jordan James, $26 on Mike Evans. Interesting. I didn't even realize that. Ricky Pearsall is dead. Stribling is actually my most spent. Oh, that's something I wanted to see. By players, I wanted to see what I spent him in. Got him in 2 puppies, a Dachshund, a Hound Dog, Fast Puppy, a V Puppy. So in basically all of the puppy drafts, I have Deshaun Stribling, which is pretty nice to know, mainly because I kind of want to know what I'm doing with my guy. Alec Pierce at 79. Is that not a little rich now? And we see Josh Downs goes out at 88. I've been seeing Josh Downs move up a lot more than I see Alec Pierce going down. I don't really know how I feel about that. I think that that's a poor reaction by this market. I don't know why that's happening, and damn, I thought I was going to be able to avoid the conversation and Herbert was going to make it me. We were that close. Chuba also falls to 90. We're just going to take... We're going to take Mahomes here. We're just so behind at quarterback. Where I can maybe get Xavier Worthy on the way back, and if I don't, I'm not the most upset, just because I think that Mahomes can kind of do it all on his own. I think Mahomes might be my most drafted quarterback. I had him in fantasy last year until he got injured. He was doing amazing things for me. Let's go here. Go by QBs. Lamar. Oh, because, wait, I took him 4 times in the Fast Puppy? Huh. His price was getting weird earlier, so maybe that's when that happened. Because I remember I was very underweight on Lamar. Mendoza's up there. Yeah, 2 is really high. It's because I took him in 2 expensive drafts. Alright, we're up on the board. I'm not taking Ricky Pearsall. Fuck that guy. Not taking a tight end. Should we just highlight Jacoby Myers? Is that week 11 again? Week 7. I'm okay with that. This team is not very good. I'm not very happy with the first team that we're going to have in this tournament, and what that means is I'm going to have to get into another one. I'm thinking we may actually get into, like, 3, maybe? I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity to draft tomorrow. So, we'll see exactly what happens there, but not looking like I'm going to be drafting. Alright. I hate when this automatically just stops working. Jonathan Brooks went off early. I forgot how fucking crazy his ADP has become. We're seeing a run on quarterbacks a little bit where we see Kyler, Bo Nix, Jordan Love, Matthew Stafford go within 5 picks. A lot of double pick, like we see double pick quarterbacks for a lot of these teams here. It's hurting my soul knowing how cheap RJ Harvey and Blake Corum were in this draft, considering that J.K. Dobbins went at 96. It's great. Oh, Rico Dowdle goes at 85. Running backs are extremely cheap in this one. which is a very good sign considering we're underweight on running backs. Oh, Mayfield, though. There's no way I'm not taking Kenny Gainwell. Because I think that both of them can be useful. If we're talking screenplay, Kenny Gainwell could be the best back in this backfield. And if he has bad injuries, but I think that there could be a week where you play both of them, where one like Kenny Gainwell could be playing in your flex. He plays like a receiver. His position may be running back. He plays like a receiver. Because you could start Jalen Warren and Kenny Gainwell because he was wide receiver 1 and Jalen Warren was RB1. And I have a good feeling that considering how weak the Buccaneers are, I could see it happening. Let's see what the other teams here do. Kelsey. Damn, I kind of wanted Kelsey on my way back. It's fine. No Kelsey, no Worthy. I think the next option is Tyquan Thornton. Tyquan Thornton will be our next guy. So we'll probably have to do it. Damn, Baker also goes. Unstack Baker, dude. Should have probably taken Rashad White now that I think about it. I'm not going to take any tight ends for a while now. What I'm going to do is just take Chris Rodriguez then. Yeah, I'm not taking Khalil Shakir. Wait, how? Yeah, he is at price. I'm not going to take him. I was going to say, if he was cheap, I would have taken him, but there's no way. No way I'm taking that dude at price. Quarterbacks are really expensive in this one, and I feel like I'm not going to have a good quarterback situation in this draft.
With that girl.
I love hearing some of the crazy stories that people like my little have. Damn, that might have been too close to my ear. But yeah, I don't know how much of that the mic caught, but interesting stuff. As bad as this quarterback room is, I don't even hate it. Is that crazy? It might be a little crazy. It might be a little bit of coat. We've kind of fallen a little further behind at receiver now. While I like my options, I don't love them. Let's go ahead and pick up a good receiver. Who got Stribling here? I want to see what his price was. He's not off, right? Stribling goes at 167. I may pull him up because I think that the market is going to reflect a pull up on Stribling. Mainly because who else is going to play Wide receiver 2 for us, dude. Like, are we serious? Ooh, we may just take our tight end here. Or I could just take a secondary unstacked quarterback here. Which I may just do in Cam Ward, because I feel like Cam Ward may not be one of those kind of guys where you need to care. And I can also take Tiaja Spears later on. Oh, Tiaja Spears is gone. Never mind. I'm a liar. Like, if this is an auto draft, I don't really care. Let's see, in the teams that I have drafted a John Stribling in, what is the prices I spent? 182, 166, 168, 167, 172, 171. Average pick of 171. Would be bringing that up almost a full round. I'm not a big hater of that though, because I think that more than likely I'm going to take Kyle Shanahan's wide receiver 2 over a complete maybe in Deebo Samuel and a, third at best, most likely fourth, maybe even fifth option for if man. Obviously, we're behind here at tight end, but who cares? Who cares? I can take any fucking ass tight end at the end here. That could be my stack if Gunnar Helm is still alive. He may be. So I may do some double reaching here. But yeah, we're going to take Stribling because I think that he is the best player here. It's not even a crazy reach. If his ADP is 168, taking him 163, given what we know now about Ricky Pearsall, yeah, I like it. Where Purdy and Pearsall used to be going back to back at points, but I know Purdy's ADP has increased. But they were both going like over here at the 9-10 turn. Or sorry, maybe the 10-11 turn. I think it was the 9-10 turn. For some reason, I remember them going at the turn on the left end of the board. We'll see. I think we've done a decent recovery on this team. I don't think it's great, but I think I've had worse teams. So I would say this is a B minus team. I'm debating in if I should pull Gunnar Helm up or if I should just stick to AJ Barner if he's there, because I think that AJ Barner is just so valuable, dude. He could really be something. I'm gonna take AJ Barner. 2,700 projected is pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna stop getting into slow puppies. Just because I think I'm so deep in those already that I'm never gonna be that deep into that kind of tournament again. Also, it's purely slow drafts. I don't really know how cool of a tournament style that is, but yeah, we're what, 35 minutes in? About to finish off this. I might just do $1 drafts at the gym. That was super fun. Why is my boy's girl at the pool with two dudes? For context, she doesn't let him even hang out with girls. She's at the pool with two different dudes. I didn't see a girl in that video at all, by the way. That is really strange behavior, in my opinion. Ooh, we should have waited on instead of taking that. That is a big mistake. Brian Robinson makes it back to us, so I'll just take him here. Again, Bijan is holding out. I don't think that means anything, but I'll take him at the price. I'm either gonna take a receiver or Kaylon here. I may just drag up Kaylon as well. I don't want to have to. I can also take Emmett Johnson. It is stackable. He's going down. I don't like that. Do I take Ridley here and be like, hey, maybe you're wrong? Nope, I don't. I don't. I've got feathers in my hair. I get high on hydroponic weed. Yeah, my boyfriend's pretty cool, but he's not as cool as me. Okay, my singing voice doesn't go. I tried. That's a very hard note to hit as a grown-ass man who has gone through puberty. And some. Obviously, gotta be 19 to use underdog in my state, so definitely and so. Wait, I'm gonna hit this after we make our draft pick. I might just take Pat Bryant. I didn't take. Yeah, wait, never mind. I'm gonna take Marshawn Lloyd. We'll do Marshawn Lloyd. All right. I've got feathers in my hair. I get high on hydroponic weed. Yeah, my boyfriend's pretty cool, but he's not as cool as me, 'cause I'm a Brooklyn baby. I'm a Brooklyn baby. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da. Alright, we're guaranteed to get a receiver here. We'll see who we get later. More importantly, let's see. We can get our boys into another draft. Into another draft we go. Damn, and it's at 41%. This one is filling up so fast. I may get into a slow draft or two of these because I can hold off on the puppies that way. We still have not gotten our pick through yet. Thornton is my pick overall, so I can have the Mahomes stack and I don't have to have a double unstacked. But, oh, okay, I was going to say, did I not get the pick here? Ooh, 10th. Let me show y'all how these rankings go. And I don't think this is reflected currently in my rankings, but I am now taking CMC over Jonathan Taylor. I finally have done it. I finally went with the masses. These are my top 12 rankings, though. Let's see. Are we holding? This guy has 8 receivers. There's no way we don't hold. He's Amon-Ra and AJ Brown. Why do you have 8 receivers? Because he has 2 QBs and 2. What do you take? Drake May, Jared Goff. Dallas Goddard. That is a horrible tight end room. Anyway. In the meantime, once this finishes up, I'll go ahead and reload in the new exposures. But, yo, you got 10 seconds. Just make your pick. It's the last pick of the draft. It's tight end. You're taking Gesicki. Colby Parkinson. Sure, buddy. Alright, while the pick is loading up, let's get the new exposures in here. The reason I don't like data scraping it is because you need to get special rates, and I don't want to get rate limited by Underdog and come up with some sort of problems there. So I would rather stick to it this way. There's a beautiful point in time where Amon-Ra could potentially fall to you here. Doesn't happen anymore. Jason at 6 again. Will we see that happen more and more often? Who knows? Genty at 8, so we're probably still getting... I'm getting CD at pick 10. I'm very happy with that. Obviously, I think it happens, but Jetta's at 11. Like, this is great for both of us. I think Jetta's is the better receiver. I think CD has the better situation. Just so we're clear. I like that Saquon's going almost guaranteed at 12 because that means I never have to really take him. I have him ranked over here around 15, so it becomes very easy for me to pass on him. God damn it. Every time, all I want is a Marion Hampton. Never get him. I've got feathers in my hair. I get high on hydroponic weed. Wow, I've taken Jacoby Myers in literally every kind of draft. Yeah, this dude is so ran through for me. It's not even funny. I've taken him in 15 different drafts. He might be one of my most exposed to players. He is. Wow. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. A.J. Brown at 20 to the CMC team. I feel like you don't see that anymore. A.J. Brown, or Amon-Ra St. Brown and Devon Achane. I feel like that's been happening. Derrick Henry and Ashton Genty, I feel like is actually relatively uncommon. Not in a good way, though. Where I think that Ashton Genty is generally getting a Marion Hampton or Saquon Barkley. Significantly better. For fantasy. Rashee Rice is back to going at the 2-3 turn. Devonta Smith is getting pulled up. I don't think Devonta Smith is a second round pick, respectfully. Lad McConkey at 25. Is there a chance that Trey McBride falls? Because if the next two teams don't take Trey McBride, and I guess 31 could take Trey McBride, but I don't know if they would. Yeah, this team can't take Trey McBride. If they do, they're automatically losing this one. Okay. This team could take Trey McBride. And I don't think these next two teams should, but they could. Obviously, I wouldn't stop them. It's their draft, not mine. But Higgins, Zay. We get Trey McBride at 34. We're getting him at a 6-point discount. Yes. I have an elite receiver, an elite running back, and an elite tight end. This is probably the best draft situation that's happened to me. If we can get Josh Allen, that would be perfect. Ew. Take a receiver, please. You need a receiver. Do not think that James Cook and Josh Allen are going to go well together. They don't. Tet, Taroa. Forgot he doesn't like being called Tet. Fuck. We almost had it. Let's see. I think Waddle is my favorite player here. As he keeps climbing in ranks, I feel like I have the ability to move him up, and I'm gonna do it real quick because before I only had him underpriced because he was not ranked high enough. I think this is a fair comparison. I'm gonna nuke Ricky Pearsall. I'm taking him maybe in the J.K. Dobbins range where they're very injury prone, have limited fantasy upside. And let's look at Stribling. I'm gonna move him up here to be at one. I think this is fair. I think his price will move up as drafts go on. I'm about to get interrupted. All right. Yep, we have the guy himself, Mason Dodd, nuking Ricky Pearsall. And honestly, I think that's a good reason why CMC may be ranked higher. Who are they going to pass the ball to? Is that Drake May at 53? You'll get him at 68, dude. That is crazy. If he doesn't go off at 57, we may have an opportunity to take Lamar here at 58. Or we can even take him at 63. If I don't take Lamar now, I think I'll wait. If Lamar isn't taken here, okay, he is. It would have been too good to be true. I'm not taking Bucky Irving again in this draft. I'll take Cardell too. If Irving makes it back to us, I'll take him. Guaranteed. I think that he can very easily. I think this team with Josh Allen wants to take one, but yeah, Drake London is also someone I should consider moving down in my rankings, considering that while we knew his quarterback situation was going to be not the best, didn't think we realized how bad it would be. I'm going to move Saquon Barkley up one. Irving goes to the team that already has 3 running backs, and I think we're losing out on our fallback plan here, which is really upsetting. I'm so pissed. Like that's just not how you play the game. It's not. There's no running backs available, so instead I'm just gonna take I don't think you very often get an opportunity to take Brian Thomas Jr. with Carnell Tate. 59 and 61. I guess it's possible. It probably happens a decent amount, but at the prices where Carnell Tate was slightly expensive and Brian Thomas Jr. was slightly cheap. It's a weird draft. Weird draft for sure. It's like a almost zero running back build. This one, same kind of thing. We're at the 8th pick here. Where what do we get at 41? We get an opportunity to take a very decent receiver. So I'm just going to take Trey McBride and not force my hand taking a wide receiver too. I haven't had a good one yet, which means I'm going to need to do another one. Waddle at 51. Yeah. That's the other thing. Kalen Black. Definitely going to be running back too. But yeah, I should probably go here. Take a look at my guy. Oh, I heard Steven call him my guy, and I gotta nuke him. And take Kalen Black, and he is super viable. Where I would take him over Jaden Blue. Think that he's a better pick. We've taken Trey McBride again, so what that means is that we have the opportunity to just take less. Since we only take one less tight end, we can have 6 running backs and feel pretty good here. We also already have the 4 receivers, so we'll see what we do here at QB, but it's probably not going to be overly interesting. Is this the Pickens team? No, it's not. Like, what are we doing? You have a badge. And I fucked it. My God, dude. Where do I have to pull him up? I might have to pull him up. I have to pull up Trevor Lawrence to 82 instead of waiting for him at 87, which would be preferable because I don't know what can happen here. And then I will have to just hope that one of my guys is there. Wow, RJ Harvey went. This has been a horrible draft, and I'm very honestly just looking to get into the next one. I don't think this is a very recoverable draft. We get sniped on Lamar. We get sniped on Dak Prescott. We get sniped on Jadarian Price. We get sniped on Josh Allen. Yeah, thank God, because this guy wanted to take an unsacked Herbert, so he may have. I guess he's doing that with Marion Hampton, so it's a half stack. Alec Pierce, 84. Godwin. My favorite player is going to be Jordan Addison. Tucker Kraft, yes. Sutton is still on, but I have Jalen Waddle, so I'm not going to take Waddle. You can see how Rico Dowdle's not even on the list. How little I believe in him. Again, I think the Panthers have a very strong O-line. I don't think that Rico Dowdle has ever been good. And if he was really good, the Panthers would have played him more. I don't think any organization, especially one that was in the playoffs, makes decisions like that unless they very much don't believe in the player. We're getting to a point where maybe I will stop picking receivers. We do have a lot more opportunity at quarterback, given that we have 5 receivers here. But not having a single other running back other than Chase Brown, who's not even that appealing himself. Getting sniped on RJ Harvey. Yeah, Rico Dowdle should make it down there. Corum was never going to make it back to us, I was hoping. Um, we might be cooked in this draft. Running back is very expensive. I think this happens to me in these smaller skill tournaments where people just do really weird things, and I don't feel good about my teams because people are being bad on purpose almost, and it's strange to me. Like Brooks at 93. Purdy makes it to the ninth round. Could be interesting to watch. Purdy should fall a little bit, I guess, considering he already lost two of his receiving options. But again, I think that he individually as a player is only up there because people have realized his scrambling ability. 96 for Jackson Dart is rich. Oh, he didn't have a QB. He took Makai Lemon after the dude took Jalen Hurts right before him. I'm sorry, how high did he just take Isaiah Likely? You really didn't think he'd make it a 120 in a pretty cheap tight end draft where Trey McBride is a faller, Colson Loveland goes at price, I guess, but Tyler Warren is a slight faller, maybe like near price. Tucker Kraft is like at price. Laporta goes in your round. Like, there's no reason to reach there. Like, J.K. Dobbins was a name that I wanted here. There's no way. I genuinely just think that people are trying to play this badly. Like, they don't care about doing well in these drafts. Which is fine, but don't mess with other people's shit like that, you know? Like, Stafford goes. Where did I have the Stafford stack? I don't have a Stafford receiver. Bo Nix goes. Why is everyone going before Purdy? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take Kenny Gainwell, and if Purdy makes it back to us, we'll take Purdy. Otherwise, we'll take Kyler. Now this team doesn't have a quarterback, so I could see them taking two. I would take Purdy here, getting a huge discount, and it's honestly saving your team now that you don't have any quarterbacks. But yeah, it makes sense. There's no way they take two though. They might take a tight end, but Love goes, which is fine, meaning that quarterback is even more expensive, and we're taking Trevor Lawrence with Kyler Murray, but we have Kyler Murray's wide receiver too. He had a dart to him today. Yeah, I would pick up on Purdy, but it just made more sense to wait and get Murray more likely or see if the fall was real and I would get him at 111. So, again, Stribling, very open. Very good option for us. We may take 6 receivers and 7 running backs in this draft. I feel very confident about this receiving room where my starting 3 receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, and Carnell Tate, all wide receiver ones in their offenses, 2 in the premier offense league of this league, and Carnell Tate in maybe a lower tier offense, but there's not a huge amount of pass catchers in that offense, so it makes him pretty valuable. Um, Minnesota, we have wide receiver 2, and then Brian Thomas just has startable upside. and we got him at slightly below price, basically at price. Like, I'm not upset about any of these picks. At receiver, at running back, we have Chase Brown and then Kenny Gainwell. Not great. So at quarterback, while I wasn't the happiest about these players, I don't believe very much in either of these players. This is a hey, you were wrong kind of team. Trey McBride is Trey McBride. So what Trey McBride does is give this team a lot more flexibility. So while I don't like taking the elite tight end, I think I really just don't like taking Bowers because Bowers is in a range where there are players at real positions that can give you more value. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? 6 running backs. He has more running backs than every other position combined. Brees Hall, Ramondre Stevenson, Jonathan Brooks, J.K. Dobbins. You have in Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, you have potentially 5 starters. In Chris Rodriguez doesn't make it to us, obviously, because running backs are the most expensive position ever. We'll take Mayfield. We're going into strict backup mode now, so Keaton Mitchell or Woody Marks are our guys now. Why am I getting so many Twitter notifications all of a sudden? Keaton Mitchell comes to us, we'll take him. We're done at quarterback. We'll take another receiver, but we're pretty much done at receiver. We'll need one more tight end, but we'll be done at tight end. And we'll be slamming running backs. Slamming them. Where's Ricky Pearsall? Ricky Pearsall goes off at 101 in this draft. In this other draft that Mason from Flog Fantasy's on, Ricky Pearsall still hasn't gone off and they're at 126. Malik Neighbors. George Pickens or Malik Neighbors, guys. There's no one in mine. He has 1,500 people in his. Fuck me. He has the entire market in his draft. We'll take Jonah Coleman here in the very likely situation that we see an injury to J.K. Dobbins, but the issue is that now we're just reaching. And yeah, Jennings makes it back to us. We'll just We'll take Jennings with our final pick at receiver. And we'll take one more tight end, but from here on out, should be just running back. These two picks will definitely be running back. 178 will probably be a tight end. And we'll go from there. Did Pearsall go off? Pearsall went off at like 159 or something here. Yeah. That is crazy. I think that we're just going to get into another draft after this. I'm just so upset about this one. We'll probably get into a longer stream today. Maybe 3-4 drafts. We'll see how this next one goes. So this is going to be the scenario probably where never mind. We're taking both these guys where one of them is viable as a receiver number 2 in that offense. Not taking Brian Robinson. I'll just take Gunnar Helm again. Fuck that. And then we'll just take a running back from here. Good. Good. Brian Robinson gone. Let's take Ray Davis. James Cook injury. This is such a bad running back group. It would be really funny when I do a review of the drafts that I do very well in. If this is one of my better drafts, because I would honestly be like looking back at myself and I'd be like, what the fuck? This dude was like that upset about this draft? Like, what is he talking about? No RB is a strat. I can't do this kind of draft, dude. Happy at tight end. I'm honestly happy at QB. Even though it's 3 guys I just don't like. I think the best part about drafting at this end of the board is Marion Hampton. I think out of the 6 players that were taken here, Marion Hampton is the best player. And CeeDee Lamb too. Let's see. Bateman at 195. Alright, I feel like I just went mute for like forever. We may take the receiver here and Ted Hurst. Yeah, I was either going to take Pat Bryant or Ted Hurst, so we'll do that, and then this is going to be our final pick. We're going to take Black. I think Kalen Black has a lot higher chance of seeing the field than DeMont Claiborne currently. And ooh, maybe I should have just stuck to my original thoughts of 7 running backs, 6 receivers. Jordan James goes off at 204. This guy does not read. You have a badge for what, dude? You're just throwing money away. What I'm realizing is these people with badges, especially like, what is this, a bronze badge? Bronze badges mean nothing. You gotta have one of these, like the experience badge. That's what you gotta have. I'm about to have a bronze badge, I think. The reason why Kalen Black looks even better is I think that in a good amount of scenarios, I'm going to have a better running back than him now. And I'm saying this as someone who's drafted a lot of Jordan James. I thought that Jordan James was going to come out here and be the best running back, like actual runner. Holy fuck. Within the time I did that entire draft, like another 3% fills. It's insane. This is our last draft of the day. We're waiting up on this one to finish, and then after that we'll go ahead and throw in our information. But yeah, this is what we're gonna have going here. No. But yeah, McCaffrey goes up a point for me because of the injuries, but so basically what I'm seeing now is there's actually a decent chance where I take McCaffrey. Like a very decent swing where I may just be taking McCaffrey. Chase goes at the 2, Bijan at the 3 is very nice. Bijan at the 3 is very nice. I know they are very confused right now. While I do think that Chase has a talent to be a second round pick, just don't think that there's ever a reason for Chase to go at 2 over Bijan. Now I would say if he had a better quarterback, he would be better, but I don't think that Joe Burrow is as good as people think he is. He's played with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase his entire career. It makes it very easy to be a good quarterback if you have that kind of support behind you. We do get Amon-Ra St. Brown, our most drafted player, and gonna stay the same. through this. We will now be taking him in 20 drafts. Right? This is completed. Let's go ahead and take our do winnings. We are now up to 80 drafts. Yeah. And if we take a look here, let's go to our spend leaderboard. Tajay Spears goes up again, or Jacoby Myers goes up because I took him twice here. No, did I only take him once? I only did take him once. Down's still there. He's getting expensive. I'm not willing to take him there. Waddle goes up. Alright, hopefully this middle of the pack spot is better for us. James Cook goes at 9. Jonathan Taylor at 10. Okay. With Amon-Ra, who do we get? Oh. You shouldn't have let that happen. You should not have let that happen. Achane for a really long time was our most exposed to player. With him continuing to fall, I decided to slow it down a little bit, thinking that maybe I'm the problem here. But yeah, we're not that heavily exposed to Achane anymore. My average drafted is hopefully going to keep going down, but yeah. Tajay Spears has been a great investment for me. I would take... Do I? What do I have it ranked as? Do I take Bowers? I may take Bowers over Drake. I may take Nico Collins over Drake London. Just a QB situation with Nico Collins is slightly better. Oh, but you get the Atlanta build at 22 here. That's pretty nice. Rashee Rice at 24. We're going to see Devonta Smith go off anytime soon? Question mark? Yeah. Now, I think Trey McBride might be my most invested into tight end. Kelsey. McBride. It's not that high. Jeremiah Liv. Olave. It's very hard not to take McBride in the third round, especially when he's a sleeper like this. And why is it to me that Mason Dodds drafts go a lot faster than mine? Kyron at 29, good. I didn't want to get tempted there. Alright, we get Brees. Well, I don't love taking Brees over Trey McBride. It's just been a little bit too much. 2 drafts in a row where we take Trey McBride. Yeah, I'm not having another one. This may be a better draft. And, maybe that'll show that I don't like Trey McBride as much as I did. Allen at 33. James Cook team takes Allen. That is a team you can very easily get at 12. And when you get him at 12, you'll get the 37th ranked player instead of the like a Lad McConkey or Trey McBride or Tet McMillan instead of whoever the fuck they're about to get here. McBride at 36. Are we going to see a permanent fall for the dude? I have no idea. This is looking pretty interesting. It is pretty obvious. Whoa, Luther Burden. Brees Hall, Josh Jacobs available at the running back position. Ew. I'm going to take my guy again. Waddle, getting him at price this time at 42, where that's his ADP. Not reaching on him where the last draft, where I was drafting at 9 or 10, I took him at 39 or 40. I think it was 39. Team is a lot more balanced, 2-2. Now I can take a receiver and feel a lot better. Evans at 47. I think that Mike Evans should get a slight bump just because I feel like we're going to do the Kyle Shanahan special where it's abuse the best players till they get injured. But yeah, I think it's starting to get a little dark in my room. I should probably do this for my eyes. Turning on some light so I don't go blind. But all right, Travion is our recommendation. Given that the two better running backs are gone, I would agree as well. I'm thinking should I take Quinshon though? I'm gonna take Travion Henderson. I think that they need to win. I think they'll see it's not as easy to win when you have a bad running back there. Yeah, I feel better about this pick. Again, we don't have an elite quarterback availability here. I feel like Romeo Dobbs is going like at a decent price, but I don't know how I feel about taking him. I was about to say, why does my bicep look so big, but it's my knee? Not that I wouldn't mind having some big ass biceps, but Hurts at 62. Don't really see that too often. Saquon team. Interesting, especially because Saquon loses touchdowns because of Jalen Hurts. I think in that year he could have easily been a touchdown leader with 25 plus touchdowns total. But I really hope that didn't hurt someone's ears. Yeah, I decided I'd rather take one of the nice quarterbacks. Getting him at price. Don't mind it. Something tells me I wasn't going to get him otherwise, so. There's only two players that go in the first two rounds that are stackable. Like two receivers. After that, Zay Flower, like, stackable with the elite quarterbacks. You do have the opportunity to stack Caleb with a bunch of guys, which is why Caleb was going really expensively in a few drafts. Where there was a moment where he was QB4, I think he made it up to once. But I feel like these rankings in between these QBs are all different. I personally believe that Hurts is the best one. But, yeah. I don't know why that lagged there. We're kind of weak here at receiver again. And receivers are flying off the board. I've got feathers in my hair. I get high on hydroponic weed. Wait. Wait, ready? And my boyfriend's pretty cool, but he's not as cool as me. 'Cause I'm a Brooklyn baby. I'm a Brooklyn baby. Ba-da-da-da-dee-da. Dee-da-dee-da-da-da. Dee-dee-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da. Dee-dee-da-da-da-da. If he can get Dak at 89, that'd be great. Oh, wow, he gets Dak at Rico Dowdle. Now, okay, here's the thing. As I was actively trying to avoid taking Chuba or RJ, if Chuba is going to slip 11 picks, I'm going to take him. He is still less injury liable than Jonathan Brooks. I know that Jonathan Brooks is a big camp buzz. I'm going to take the opportunity where Chuba Hubbard may be the better receiving back, where Chuba Hubbard got work when clearly they thought that Rico Dowdle was the GOAT for some reason when he put up like 200 yards in back-to-back games against, pretty solid defenses. So, Panthers are a weird team, man. They're a weird team. I didn't think that Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, Xavier Worthy would all go. Glad I took Jaden Daniels where I did because I'm not feeling that good about the teams that I've drafted here. Receiver, but I think it's because I don't have that many receivers. Wow, quarterbacks are flying off the board like anything. I don't want to have to take Bo Nix yet. I'll just wait on Bo Nix and then, because there's a lot of better case scenarios than taking Bo Nix. 4 quarterbacks in a row. Never mind. Maybe not. He's the top quarterback available when I'm on the board. I'll take him. I'll give you my word. The thing is that you could get Chuba Hubbard at 79. I got him a whole round late. Most teams like this that have Chuba Hubbard don't also have Jaden Reed. They instead have Xavier Worthy or, a backup QB. In this case, I have a bona fide starting receiver. So, All right, let's see who is our quarterback. It's not going to be Bo Nix, and RJ Harvey somehow makes it back to us. That is what I wanted. I'm never taking another running back again, but these are two insane running back values. Are we kidding? A 17 pick fall for RJ Harvey? All based on what? Unless I completely missed the news. RJ Harvey is not worth that pick fall off. And not RB3 because he is the best receiving back there and it's not even close. The thing that people are forgetting here is Jonah Coleman is the perfect replacement for J.K. Dobbins. But as far as what we saw with R.J. Harvey's skill set, we've never really seen too many running backs with that kind of receiving skill set. He has a Christian McCaffrey level running skill, pass catching skill set. Now the issue is he doesn't have the actual running back skill set that goes along with it. But at the same time, we're taking him in a half PPR league. It's not that important to me what he can do in that situation. You know what I mean? And ooh, Pearsall is continuously falling. I would not take Pearsall unless he fell to me. They always try to make me eat my words. I would definitely take Casey though over Pearsall here. If Pearsall falls to me in the next round, I will definitely take him. But I just don't understand how I continuously get sniped. Goff goes right before I want RJ Harvey. For some reason, Goff goes at 102. Jordan Love goes at 113. Most expensive quarterbacks I've ever seen. And we're almost done here, but we've had only weird drafts so far. Pearsall finally goes to the Mahomes team. I thought the Purdy team would have taken him here. They go for a second QB, even though they have no running back points. Nice. I guess I did that last draft with the worst running back situation, but I couldn't control it then. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is doing it by choice. There's, like, good running backs that he could just take at price. Aaron Jones and JCM. It's maybe one of the few teams where I have to take Khalil Shakir. And I'm not going to feel good about it. Again, my starting three look very solid. But beyond that, very average. Very average team. At receiver. Oh my god, Jaden Higgins doesn't make it to us. We do take Shakir here. Shakir at price is just so high. He gets the boost of being Josh Allen's guy, but I don't know how much I love that. This may be a Shador Sanders team. I'm seeing Deshaun Watson being less efficient than Shador Sanders. So, could be good. Not good to see tight ends go off, but we'll take Malik Willis here. Malik Willis, to me, is a cheaper version of Kyler Murray. Where run-heavy offense, we heard Devon Achane say it himself. Passing yards maybe like a 3. But Malik Willis is definitely going to get that running back usage. We got a slow puppy where we're on the clock. Couple of them. $10 to make our pick. We're pretty behind here at running back, but we also don't have a QB. Ooh, when is our next pick? 115. Do we wait it out on Goff? We have Jordan Love as a fallback. We'll instead take Monunga here. I want a receiver pretty badly here. We're going to take McMillan. That was a pretty simple one. All right. We might just take McMillan again. Never mind. See if we get Naylor here. Otherwise, I'm taking one of the tight ends. We do get Naylor. Again, we can take 3 tight ends in the last 3 rounds, and I'll be happy. I don't think I've ever been live for like an hour 40. This will be my last draft. Yeah. Super behind here at tight end, but who cares, really? Who cares? Where I have 4 options here that I'm very okay with. Should I probably be avoiding taking Bryce Young in favor of taking a tight end? Maybe. Maybe. Will I, though? No. There's 2 1 QB teams. I don't think that both of them are going to let Young pass. Herbert is their only QB and Josh Allen is their only QB. I think the Herbert team kind of needs him here. Do they also? They don't have Tedero McMillan. I don't think the Josh Allen team takes him, but they could. Like, it's very fair. Oh, the Coker team. We're going to get sniped by the Coker team, the one guy who shouldn't be taking him. Oh, we don't. We don't. I was kind of hoping we get sniped this time. But if tight ends are falling, that means I'm going to be able to get them at value. This may be a weird team where I can take 4 tight ends just all here at the end and feel pretty good about them. The RJ Harvey pick is looking worse and worse. It's just, I got both Chuba and RJ Harvey at such a cheap price. Where I'm going to have a running back in my flex every game. I think this is pretty good. We see 3 of the 5 available tight ends go, and they're going to keep going. Damn. All of a sudden, they're expensive when I'm going to actually commit to taking them. Can we go a little bit faster? I got like things to do. You're gonna take TJ Hawkinson away from me? Damn. People are probably like, why does this guy have no tight ends? AJ Barner, welcome to the team. This is basically like in your normal fantasy league where you're streaming tight ends. That's basically what I'm doing here. I'm going to take 3 tight ends who could start almost any week and streaming them as if they are my best. And they're starting to come off the board. This is my current queue. Oh man. Oh man. Pretty bad indeed. This team got Trey McBride, right? They got Josh Allen, Marshawn Lloyd. Trey McBride team gets Cade Otton. Pat Freiermuth goes off. We have to take Terrence Ferguson, which is not the worst. We're taking Matt Price. Again, 2 of our tight ends now share a bye week, dude. Gotta take a 3rd tight end. I could probably get Gesicki later, and I don't mind taking another player. So I may just take another wide receiver here. Whoa. I don't think I've seen Gesicki go before the end of 17th, early 18th in a while. Alright, we're gonna take Tank Dell here, who is being ramped up as you can see. Eli Stowers or Evan Ingram, basically. I may take Evan Ingram given that he's going to be the starter. We're kind of investing in this offense without the quarterback. Eli Stowers goes. I would rather go Jake Tonjes if we don't get our opportunity here. Wow. Evan Ingram off the board. We're going to take Jake Tonjes, and this is probably the NFC West tight end room. Where in week 8 or week 11, we're probably not going to have any points. All right. That's been a draft. It has been a very weird set of drafts here, but let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.